What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to show y'all how to make some pickups for carp fishing. Alright, the first one I'm going to show you is the kicks, which is the easiest one. I'm sure 90% of the carp fishermen know what it is, but some of y'all don't. So, it's literally just like a good handful. You don't want to make a whole bunch unless you know they're going to eat that flavor. Just a good handful, and I use a bottle, which most people do. Just use one good handful and about a cap full of flavoring. Different flavoring will soak up different in the pickup. So some you might have to add more, some you might have to add less. See, those ain't soaking up that much, so I'm gonna add a little bit more. Because you can add too much and then they'll be too spongy. They won't stay on the hook. You can always add more. You can't take any out, so keep that in mind. Like I said, just kick cereal. See, changes the color of them. And I'll show you what it does in the water once they soak up. Give them about 20 minutes to soak up, and then you can use them. But I'll show you what these are going to do in the water. Kicks are probably your best bet for any kind of flavor pickup, because once the flavor gets on them, it soaks up good and they stay on the hook a lot longer than anything else. Alright, these I'm going to use a corn puff. They're made by Arrowhead Mills. It's just puffed corn if you look them up online or whatever. But I don't have the bag. All I have is these, the ones I got from the lake. But they're made by Arrowhead Mills, just puffed corn. These, if you put too much flavor in these, they'll get real small, and you won't even be able to put them on the hook. So I'm gonna show you how. This flavor might act different, but most of the time with these, if you put them in their microwave, they'll stay their normal size throughout the night. So I'm just going to do the same thing with them. Just use a cap full when you do it, because you don't add too much. Just put them on a plate. Spread them out a little bit. Put them in the microwave for, like, I don't know, depending on how big your microwave is or what setting you have it on. Just put them on about 20 seconds. Those were there about 20 seconds. And you should, like I said, most flavorings, especially your oils and stuff, like your lower end oils, when you put those on there and put them in the microwave, they'll keep their shape all night. They won't get real small. But like I said, if you put too much flavoring on these, like you can see some of them are trying to do it already. They're getting too small. And that's way too small to put on the hook. I mean, it'll work, but it will get smaller than that. But usually put them in the microwave. We'll keep them the regular size, so they're not going to get too small. And like I said in the other video, I'll show you these in a second once they set up. They're almost ready already, but I'll show you those in the water. But like I said, those right there, those should keep their size. Like I said, some flavoring, as you know, like Fisherman's Fantasy or any R&W or anything, some flavoring is thicker than the other, so it might soak up more and make it smaller. But usually, I just do one good handful of any puff or kick, and I do one cap full of flavoring, because obviously you don't want to make a whole bunch and then not work. So you're just wasting flavoring and wasting kicks. But I'll show you how they act in the water in a second. Right now I'm gonna show you the kicks in the water. Now these are the kicks, and those are the puffs. I'll show you those too, but they're just gonna be the same effect. So I might not even show them to you actually. But now you gotta remember on the kicks, on the kicks, you have to get enough flavoring in them to make them fluffy, because if not, they're gonna stay hard. And I'll show you one. See, this is just a regular kick. You can't put that on the hook because it's just turns into dust. Now these, it's already spongy, so that'll stay on the hook. So you just put it on your hook like that, like a normal hook bait, pickup, puff, whatever you want to call it. And I don't know if this flavor will show up in water good, but I know like your grapes and stuff like that show up in the water good when they, but just put them in the water. You can't really see. I can't see it on camera. But in the water, there's a little red tint from where the flavor is coming off of the pickup. You see these right here, the puff, it's already hard. You see it hasn't lost its shape. I know some of y'all like a floating pickup. You see these ain't floating that much. But I'll show you the difference between the kick and the puff and which one floats more. Alright, now I'm going to show you the difference between the puff and the kick on the buoyancy, or how good they float. So you see the kick, one's a kick, one's a puff. Well, you can see the kick is pretty much on the bottom. It's off the bottom a tad bit, but the puff, it's floating up good. So you figure if that's all the way on the bottom of the lake, that puff is up over your bait, while your other hook is in the bait. So